What's up, everybody? Zach here with the Nerd Cave. Today is Tuesday, which means Car Thoughts. Today, we're going to talk about a little thing called the Nintendo Direct. We got one today, 9 a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. or 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But there's a Nintendo Direct today, and everybody's excited. Everybody's abuzz. I was listening to Kinda Funny. Bo over at Bo's News Gaming had an episode last night, couldn't make it, but him, Yugi, and Falcon were talking about it. A lot of people excited for this Direct. It's 40 minutes. They've already come out and said there will be no mention of a Switch successor, and the wording right there is very curious, in my opinion, and I want to know yours down in the chat as well. Do you think that they might not say, our next console, they might, wouldn't you like to see that game? It looks great in 30 frames per second. Wouldn't you like to see, Andy Cortez was making this point, wouldn't you like to see it at 60? I don't know if that's going to be true or not, but I could see them vaguely hinting at things. But this one is supposedly supposed to be peak. It's supposed to be an amazing Direct, and without any console stuff talked about, that means it has to rest on solely games. 40 minutes of games, and we've already got a pretty solid year in Nintendo. Yes, they've been kind of, smaller titles overall, but it's been a pretty solid year. The only one that we know of that I can think off the top of my head is Luigi's Mansion 2 that's going to be coming out. So I think we'll see some more of that. They'll show a little bit of that, but 40 minutes, that could be a lot of smaller things shown for a brief amount of time to a few things shown for a very long time. But a lot of people are predicting that we will see the ports that they've kind of been holding back of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. I think that's a good potential because they're trying to fill out the rest of the year and possibly even the beginning of 2025. I know in the tweet that said that this is going to be focusing on the games for the remainder of 2024, which usually how these work is they'll do all the 2024 stuff and then they'll do some of the stuff that's coming the following year. So I think we potentially could be getting those Zelda games. They've been rumored to be just holding them. So I think we could be getting some of those because we've already gotten RPG Maker or Mario RPG this year. We've gotten the Thousand Door remake this year. So we went really, really heavy on the offshoot Mario games, and getting Twilight Princess and Wind Waker on the Switch would be huge. I think it would be a really, really good thing because there's no Zelda this year. People are still playing Tears of the Kingdom, but not like they were. It's kind of fell out of the consciousness with all the new games that are coming out and everything. So putting Zelda back in there would be awesome. There is also rumors of Hollow Knight Silksong, which we saw, I want to say their last Direct, they had Hollow Knight in the thumbnail, which was very cheeky, but they didn't show any Hollow Knight. So I am curious to see if we actually get some Hollow Knight in this, because nothing was said at Summer Games Fest, nothing was said at the Xbox Showcase, and it's okay, where is this game? We've seen it before. Where is it, and when do we get it? And maybe it would be nice to fill out the rest of the year with that game. I know a lot of people are super, super excited about it. So I would love to see that. I feel like we'll get definitely some indie stuff because usually Nintendo, even on their Directs, they'll have one or two indie games that might be a little bit larger. I know that they have their indie directs and everything, but I usually feel like they have one or two that have buzz around it. I'm not 100% sure. It could be collections even of older games. They tend to like those as well. So there's the potential of a lot of awesome little things being shown. The other big thing that has been rumored, other than the Zelda remakes and Hollow Knight Silksong, is Metroid Prime 4. And this game has been announced and has been talked about for a very long time. And in a way, I'm like, does this game even exist? I'm sure it does, because Nintendo usually doesn't play their cards that open and then not make it happen. So, Metroid Prime 4, we're going to be getting that. I think we'll see a very big swath of this game, maybe a game trailer to set it up, and then it will go into gameplay showing all the new features, all the things. And my hope is that it looks absolutely gorgeous. Okay, Nintendo is great at optimizing games for their hardware because they're not worried about porting it to PC, to all of these other places. So I think it will look amazing. I'm curious to see what kind of new gameplay elements we see from the game. You know, what could they add to the overall function and parts of the game? So, and to be completely transparent, I have never played Metroid Prime other than, I'm going to show my age here. Back in the day, Walmart used to have place like little stations where you could play, and it was at the most like awkward angle. Like your neck would literally be like this. It would just be like your neck would hurt after playing some demos in the electronics section. It was back in the 90s, y'all. These were the days. These were the days. You actually got to play things. So, got to play a little bit of like Metroid Prime 3. That one always looked really cool. But getting 4 would be awesome. I think since it's been so long, it would be a nice change of pace for Nintendo to finally, make good on this. I think because Nintendo usually has a game that is cross-generational. I'm thinking of like Breath of the Wild was one of them. There was another Zelda one, I want to say, that was a cross-generational one. But they tend to have something that goes from one console and is also on the new console as well. So I think Metroid would be the perfect one. You get all the people that have the Switch, which is a huge install base, which would really, really like boost sales of that game. I'm not 100% sure how well Metroid sells. I know Zelda is like touted as this big game, and until the last two, it didn't sell as well as people thought they did. So, nonetheless, Metroid, I think, will come out on the Switch and the Switch 2, whatever they're going to call it. Hopefully they call it the Switch 2. Y'all let me know, what do you want the next Switch called? Do you want it to be Switch 2? Do you want, I don't know. I think keep Switch in there. Keep Switch in there, because that's going to, consciously, it's the most successful Nintendo project since the N64, in my opinion. I know the Wii, people are going to come at me. The Wii, definitely, but the Wii U, utter crap. Anyway, Metroid Prime 4 will be a cross-generational game. You get all the people that are already bought into the Switch handheld. You get all the people that want, the 60 frames per second. You want them, more fidelity, whatever. I don't think the Switch 2 is going to be that big of a leap technologically. It's probably going to be closer to what maybe the PS5. I feel like that's a stretch, to be honest. maybe the PS4, you know what I mean? Like telling the PS4 development what it could do. I think that's where we're going to be getting with the Switch, but they know how to optimize it. Nonetheless, Metroid Prime 4 will be that cross-generational game, and then we will probably see, which it's been rumored that they have these as well, is the remakes of like 1 and 2 of Metroid Prime. So we might see those as well. It might be just a slew of, hey, we've had these games. I doubt they say, hey, we've had these games. We've been waiting until our calendar is, peckish. We're going to put out games that are, in the zeitgeist, to fill out that calendar, because we're not going to see another 3D Mario, anything that is like bigger, other than probably Metroid, just because it's been so long since they've been working on this and announced it, which I feel like they shouldn't have announced it when they did announce it, because I think the gaming industry has learned their lesson on all of that, to be honest, because, man, so many times they announce games and then it gets pushed back and then it gets into this development hell, and it takes years before we actually see it. Y'all let me know when. It's definitely been like five or more years since they announced this game. Probably around when Elder Scrolls 6 got announced. But I feel like it will be, we'll see Luigi's Mansion. We'll see the remakes, remasters of Zelda, Twilight Princess, and Wind Waker. And then we'll see Metroid Prime 4, which will probably, what will lead into that is going to be the remakes, remasters of 1 and 2. And then it will go into, it's like the one more thing will be Metroid. So, and I think we get a peppering of, older games. We'll see what's coming to the Nintendo Online service, what they're adding to the different tiers and everything, because they normally show that. Possibly seeing what maybe, I don't know if we'll see more Lego Horizon. It might be because it's coming out this year. We might see it running on the Switch, which would be pretty cool to see. We did get that at Summer Games Fest, but it would be nice to see in the actual Nintendo Direct, because it is coming to the Switch, which is crazy. So maybe we even see some of that at the showcase. It's actually running on the Switch hardware, which would be really cool. And that game is very interesting to me. Derek and I were talking about it. Everything in the game actually can be made out of Legos, which is really, really cool. It's different than a lot of the other Lego games, because the old Lego games, it would be like, there's a tree, there's like real things, quote unquote, real things within the world there. But then you have things that are made out of Legos. So like there was a stark contrast. This, on the other hand, everything can be actually made out of Legos. The sand is Legos. The trees are Legos. Sky, I don't think is made out of Legos, but who knows? And then the animation is more akin to the Lego movies that we've gotten, Lego Batman, Lego Movie 1 and 2. And apparently the humor is more akin to those as well. I just love when people ride my butt. It's like, I'm going, you know what I mean? But they tried to tell what I ate for breakfast this morning. I had to give a little car thoughts, y'all know what I mean? But I think we see Lego Horizons. I think that would be great. Maybe we see some stuff from Xbox there as well, because I know a lot of things are, pardon me, are being ported and everything. But I think this is the last Switch Direct we're going to get. I'm trying to remember if the latest Pokemon I'm pretty sure if it hasn't already came out, we'll get like the DLC update for the latest Pokemon. I want to say it has come out, and I haven't played it, so I don't 100% remember. Derek's way better with dates than I am, but possibly see that. I think they're going to focus more on the exciting things that are coming up, though, and with Metroid Prime 4, the Zelda remasters, remakes, whatever they are, Silk Song, possibly the remasters of Metroid as well. And then I think Lego Horizons actually showing it at the Direct would be great, because again, like, yes, a lot of people watch Summer Games Fest, but a lot of people that have that specific console, like you think about Xbox Showcase, people that have Xbox are going to watch that showcase. Same thing with the Nintendo Direct. They will watch either the trailers or the showcase to see what's coming specifically to that platform, because not everything that was at Summer Games Fest applies to everyone. So I think that's kind of where we're going to be going with the Nintendo Direct today. I'm hoping to get some coverage of it throughout the day or whatever, from shorts to maybe even like hey, this is everything that was announced today. We're going to see if I can get that taken care of today and show y'all some of that stuff. But I think that's where we're going with the Direct for today. And with everybody doing all of this, it's very auspicious. We're shifting into a new topic here. PlayStation not showing anything other than really Horizon. That was the only game that we saw them even talk about. And it is so, like, yes, they came out a few months ago and said, hey, we don't have any major releases until fiscal year 2025, which is the end of March of fiscal year 2024, which is the March of 2025 is the end of that. So we potentially could not be getting any big state of play. Like, yeah, we got announced. Well, yeah, we did have state of play. It's early, guys. But we got Concord and Astrobot, which Astrobot looks great, but no major releases. And I love that they're putting Concord down like that. It's like, there's no major releases. Concord sucks. So I don't think we get anything big, from them. Yeah, they had their state of play. That's how like memorable that state of play was. It was kind of like, yep. So, like Phantom Blade Zero is going to be clearly next year. Like, it's not coming out this year. And that is literally like, yeah, that and Horizon was the big PlayStation things for Summer Games Fest. And they had a state of play before that. But yeah, I don't think we see anything from PlayStation the rest of the year. That's just my thought. Maybe we'll see something, but I don't think PlayStation is really worried about it. If we do see anything, it will be like, hey, this is what's coming down the road. These are the things that are happening, in 2025. And we'll probably see some PS5 Pro stuff. So that's kind of my thought on it, is that, PlayStation is just holding their cards right now. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. You got to know when to walk away and even run. And right now, PlayStation is counting their money because they're sitting at the table and they're willing and they're able. Y'all let me know if y'all know what that song is. But nonetheless, I think we're in a very interesting time in the industry. Everybody's kind of waiting. Yes, we are getting games, but I feel like the industry as a whole is holding their breath and waiting to see if the shoe drops. So many people have lost jobs Pisces Entertainment yesterday announced that they were getting shut down by Embracer Group. They were the developers that worked on the remake of Alone in the Dark, and they're one of several developers that have been axed by Embracer Group. And that's not the only company that has either shut down a whole development wing or laid off people. So we are in this really interesting place where it's like the gaming industry has to make money, one. Two, they know that people don't have as much disposable income, but they were totally counting on that disposable income. They got used to what was happening during the pandemic and everything, and they're like, "Oh, people are spending money like never before in the gaming industry." It's because everybody was at home. They were trapped at home for months on end, and the only way to make it somewhat bearable was entertainment. People were playing more games, watching more movies. You see this in the streaming service as well. Like people are back at work. People don't have time to just play games all the time, you know? But they were counting on that. They were counting on that continued revenue source at that level, and they overinvest. So I feel like the major players are just kind of waiting. We're holding our breath for GTA 6, which will be huge. 2025 is going to be a big year. 2024 has been a good year. I feel like we've gotten the kind of the bleed over of the things that didn't get released or got pushed from 2023 into this year. And then we've got kind of, we've gotten kind of the holdovers to finish out the fiscal year overall. And, some of that is things like Concord, unfortunately, or Foam Stars, like we're getting things that aren't necessarily super exciting, but then you got things that are really exciting, like the new Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's coming at the right time because everybody wants Ghost of Tsushima 2, and Ghost is nowhere around right now. And Star Wars Outlaws looks really, really fun, even though there's definitely some shenanigans with, DLC and all that kind of stuff. So it's a very weird time in gaming right now. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Guys, if you're into books, you need to check out my lovely wife's channel, Amy Irby Books. It is amazing. She just put out a really, really fun video yesterday, and I think y'all would all enjoy it. She's talking about different book questions. She got tagged in something, and she's answering all of these questions, and it's a really, really good insight to see like where her reading journey came from. The sun is just blasting me, y'all. Her whole reading journey from childhood onward, and it was really, really good. And I'm not saying that just because I'm her husband. I even learned stuff about her reading journey, which was really cool because I talk to Amy every day. So go check out Amy's channel. Her video is over here somewhere. It's one of these. Go check that out. And Thursday, we will be streaming the news, 7:00 p.m. Central Time. We'll be talking about all the video game news that you need to know with NerdCave News. Guys, I love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful Tuesday, and I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.